As our cities confront the converging challenges of climate change, biodiversity loss, and food insecurity, we are forced to ask, is the traditional lawn doing enough? Today I'm presenting my research on urban food forests, which are multi-layered perennial systems modeled after natural forests, but designed to produce food. While often associated with rural homesteads, my paper argues that with the right design strategies, they can be effectively integrated into residential landscapes here in southwestern Ontario to create resilient, productive cities. My research is driven by a deep personal connection to the land. My passion for growing food was honed while working on an organic market garden farm. That experience gave me a profound appreciation for the seed to harvest process, but it also exposed the fragility and high labor inputs of annual monocultures. I wanted to find a way to keep the joy of the harvest without depleting the soil. Additionally, I have a strong interest in aromatherapy and medicinal herbs. This led me to focus on plant guild. I was fascinated by how the aromatic compounds in medicinal plants, often used for human health, can double as natural pest deterrents in a garden ecosystem. I wanted to see if we could bridge the gap between a productive farm and a healing garden. So what is a food forest? Unlike a vegetable garden, it is a perennial system. It utilizes up to 7 layers, from canopy trees down to root crops, to maximize vertical space. Globally, we see successful models proving this concept. Seattle's Beacon Food Forest demonstrates how these spaces build community, while sponge cities in China use edible forests to manage floodwater. The research shows these systems sequester carbon and build soil far better than turf grass. The secret to adapting this for southwestern Ontario lies in native plant guild. Instead of importing exotic species, I researched local substitutes that support our specific biodiversity. For example, for nitrogen fixers, we use the eastern redbud to naturally fertilize the soil. For aromatic herbs, we use wild bergamot. The strong scent confuses pests, protecting the fruit. And as ground covers, we use wild strawberry to hold moisture, creating a living mulch. To visualize how this works, here is a landscape design example I developed for a residential property. It moves beyond a simple vegetable patch to a true forest architecture. We anchor the design with Native American hazelnut trees alongside standard apple and pear trees to form the upper canopy. Underneath and between them, we introduce the pawpaw, a fruit tree native to this region, alongside elderberry and serviceberry. These provide berries for both the household and local bird populations. In reviewing the literature, I found a distinct debate. While experts agree on the ecological benefits, they disagree on maintenance. Some permaculture literature idealizes the zero-work garden. However, urban researchers warn that in a city, wild aesthetics are often perceived as neglect. Drawing on my farm background, I disagree with the zero-work myth. I believe the seed-to-harvest joy requires interaction. My stance is that these are not plant-and-forget systems. They are high-skill, low-energy systems. They require active, joyful stewardship rather than passive observation. To conclude, urban food forests represent a powerful convergence of ecological restoration and food production. With its fertile soil and strong community networks, southwestern Ontario is well positioned to lead this shift. By bridging Indigenous knowledge, global models, and residential design, we can transform our cities from consumers of resources into producers of life. It satisfies the ecologist's need for biodiversity, the city's need for resilience, and the gardener's passion for the harvest.